Woo-hoo-hoo! 5 more episodes of The Hills Season 3. What a marathon. How do you feel about these episodes?
Morg, feeling really good. I feel like there's so much juice. And can I say as well, your initial little intro woohoo sounded very Justin Bobby like.
Woohoo! A madman.
Right after a burp.
Yeah, disgusting. We are the Double Loser podcast, and I'm Morg, and this is Jo.
Hello.
And we are recapping The Hills right now. We are on season 3. And if you're just now joining us, season 3 is where The Hills really kicked it up a notch, added a ton of episodes. So we are breezing through them 5 at a time for our recaps because A, not that much happens in these episodes, and we can summarize it in our hour-long podcast. And B, why not just come for the highlights? Really, though, you know?
I know. The Hills really, I feel like they could have condensed it or left it at 12 episodes. I'm not sure why they felt the need to stretch it out. I'm sure money, Morg. Always money.
It's always money. Always. But I do appreciate what, the reality TV fire that The Hills set. So I have to give that to them, if nothing else, for stretching these episodes out.
Oh, you think they're responsible for these reality TV shows, all of the shots where everyone's just looking at each other and then
Exactly.
Nobody says anything? We credit that to The Hills. Okay.
I do credit that to them because I'm like, who else started making what could have been 5 minutes, 25 minutes?
I guess it was probably The Hills. Honestly, though, I didn't watch enough reality TV show back in the day to confirm this. But you've also watched Survivor. Do they do this in Survivor too, or totally different style?
No, it's 2 different style. I feel like Survivor is more like a Big Brother. Like, it's like a game show-esque. So there's more like routine to it.
Okay. Well, what about The Bachelor? Because I feel like there's a lot of, every time they cut to a commercial break, there's a lot of staring.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, maybe they picked up a thing or two from The Hills.
Yeah. Yep. So it had to be The Hills first.
But before I jump into the recap though of our 5 episodes, I have to discuss, Jo, you had a note on here when I was reviewing our show notes, and it was about how the music has changed since season 1.
Morg,
I think we need to talk about that for a second.
I felt the same way. Even just now when you're like, you needed to talk about something, I really want to be like, oh, girl, just wait. I've got something to talk about too. So I'm so glad it's the same thing. Morg.
Look at us go. It's like we're hosts together.
I love it. Just happens. We don't pre-plan this, y'all. It just happens live. But Morg, when did this change even happen? I mean, it just went right under our noses.
I know. And it used to, so if y'all haven't listened to our earlier recaps in seasons 1 and 2, the music during The Hills was so literal. It would be like Jason and Lauren Conrad breaking up, and they'd be like, "You don't love me anymore," like in the background. Like the songs just were like the literal situations that were happening.
They were perfect, though. It was one of our favorite things to talk about on the show and invent new lyrics to the stupid moments.
I know. Like there was a swim fashion show, and there was a song that was "Take Off Your Pants and Dance." That was a favorite. That was a favorite.
That was a total favorite.
But unfortunately, we don't have that anymore. Season 3, they've really, like you said, slipped these new no lyric music songs in the background.
It's like watching one of the Lord of the Rings. Like, what is this? Purely instrumental music.
Drums. Only drums.
Do, do, do.
Hey, Heidi. Hey, Lauren.
Do, do, do.
See, not as fun.
Right. I agree. It really, I don't know when I noticed it, but it took a lot of the fun out of the show in that moment for me.
Yeah, it's been sad. I feel like there's been some moments, especially in these episodes, where it could have used some really literal songs.
Yes. Oh my gosh. One more. You and I can definitely come up with some songs.
Think of some.
Yes, we can definitely.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
Throughout the episode, we will come up with a few songs that should have been played.
Yes.
Literal songs.
And if you don't know, Morg and I love singing. However, it might not be either of ours, secret talent.
No, it's not. Y'all heard my Screamo song, but it's still in my head. What did I do? I play it for myself every morning.
That was great. The techno remix. What did I do?
Okay, let me recap these episodes for you though. We're on season 3 of The Hills. Episodes 14 through 18 are what we watched. So if you want to pause right now and watch those episodes, it'll only take you like 20 minutes a piece. They're quick, they're easy. Pay for that upgraded Hulu with no commercials if you want. I don't, but hey, it'll get you through them faster. Or just listen right now because I can recap these for you real quick. So episode 14, we get to see a run-in between Lauren and Heidi. First time in a while that these two have seen each other. They both, quote unquote, happen to be going to the same party. Do we buy that? No.
Not at all. Doesn't feel planned at all.
We are researching MTV and we know your secrets, okay? Y'all are just setting these girls up. Anyways, we get to see their first encounter in a long time. We also get to hear about Audrina getting a promotion at work. Sean Kingston and her get to meet, which is a fan favorite scene for us, these episodes. And
so good.
I want to say we also get to see, while Lauren and Heidi have their showdown, Heidi just continues to pretend like she does not know what's going on with Spencer and the lies that, or the rumors that have been started about Lauren Conrad. So we get to see like a final moment of them come together and try to reconcile. Then in episode 15, oh my gosh, our behind the scenes characters, Audrina, Whitney, Justin Bobby, they get lots of FaceTime these episodes, and we are loving it because we needed to hear more about Whitney, and of course needed Audrina to have a big blowout with Justin Bobby. But in episode 15, Whitney gets to go on a date. We find out that she has terrible fashion sense for first dates. And
oh my gosh.
and we get to see Heidi has found a new work friend that apparently she just tells all of her gossip to. She's continues to be as unprofessional as ever. The wedding that will not happen is, of course, becoming more and more contentious between her and Spencer. Then in episode 16, new character alert, Stephanie Pratt comes on the scenes. And we get to see Spencer's sister join the cast. I think we can both agree she is definitely a Pratt.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering more, what are their parents like? Because just seeing her on screen for 15 minutes, I was like, whoa, one of those parents has to be bonkers, if not both.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, I'm sold on both. But we get to see her join the cast, and Justin Bobby makes a big mistake. Huge.
Truly.
We will dive into that soon. And then episode 17, it's almost, we've almost made it around the sun again with the Hills. It is Halloween. And we get to see Jen Bunny and Lauren Conrad playing beer pong together. So, whoa, reconciliation there.
Yeah, with no explanation.
No, none at all. Audrina brings a new man on the scene, Justin Bobby. And an Australian, he's in the mix. I'm sorry, that was terrible. And we get to witness Brody and Lauren Conrad's relationship, trying to define whatever that is. Not sure we really get an answer there. And the big finale of these episodes, Lauren is finally getting to go to Paris, y'all.
Despite being known as the girl who chose not to go to Paris or whatever it is.
And we get to be reminded of that, of course, by her boss, Lisa Love at Teen Vogue, which we will dive into. But there's your quick recaps. We're going to go through some of our favorite parts. As I mentioned earlier, our lesser known characters get a lot more scene time. So we're going to focus more on them these episodes. And I thought we should start with Whitney, our girl Whitney.
Good choice. We love Whitney. Why not start off on a high note?
A high note. And Whitney is getting attention from her trainer at their gym, which I'm so happy for her. And I had no idea. At one point she says she just got out of a relationship. So Whitney's just always staying under the radar. I didn't even know she was in a relationship.
I must have blinked or something. I don't even remember her saying that she'd just gotten out of a relationship, but good for you, Whitney, keeping your private life private from the Hills.
Except for her date with Jared.
It was Jared, and this is not the first time we've seen Jared, Morg. If you remember, Jared was involved in a mediocre date where Lauren wanted to stab her eyes out, I believe was what she said.
So is this the same guy who had the t-shirt, or is that his friend?
Now I'm confused. Lauren goes on a lot of dates.
All I know is they did have the trainer date once before, but that was with Audrina and Lauren.
Yes.
Yeah, but I guess Audrina was dating Justin Bobby the whole time, so she just kind of came along.
And maybe Jared did too, and then he just brought his friend, and his friend was the one who ended up being creepy. Is that what it was?
Yeah, the friend is who Lauren was seeing.
Okay.
With the t-shirts, y'all. Y'all remember he talked about having a 40-cent t-shirt for entirely too long.
He wasn't wrong. The markup's insane.
No, I mean, I appreciated. Well, anyways, the trainer, the trainer is even a lesser known character than Whitney, and he's getting a lot of screen time. But they go on a date. Well, first, he just meets up with them at a billiards bar after, I guess, after his training day. I don't know what you call a trainer's work day, whatever. But
I like that as training.
Yeah, he meets up with Audrina, Lauren, Whitney, and Whitney wears the strangest outfit I've ever seen to go to a sports bar.
Morg, if you would have told me that girl worked at Teen Vogue, I would have been like, there's no way in hell that girl works at Teen Vogue. She was wearing, I thought it looked like almost like an ice skater dance uniform. Like it was like a leotard looking thing. It was so short. And then she wore it with black tights and brown moccasins. It was very hard on the eyes.
It was so bad. And the dress, unfortunately, just like didn't even fit her. So it was like lumpy and ballerina-esque. It was like pink and just not good.
Yeah, it's like the colors, none of them went together. It's like she's wearing a rainbow thing. And it almost didn't look like it was supposed to be a dress because it was so oversized looking, but it was also so short since Whitney is so tall.
Yes.
And then with black tights and brown moccasins. And again, at a sports bra excuse me, sports bra usually comes out of my mouth, but in this case, a sports bar. Like, that is not how I would dress at a sports bar.
No, I wouldn't wear that to a sports bar either. And the bottom of the skirt was just like absolutely see-through. I mean, I know she had tights on, but it was just like, what is this?
That is not what I would wear to a sports bar.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as, I think she wasn't going to wear the tights underneath it. And then she did a spin for Lauren. And then Lauren was like, okay, shorts. And I thought that's probably why she wore the tights.
Well, and it sounded like Lauren made a comment about shorts. And I was like, hopefully she's wearing shorts, because she even did like a spin and it like blew out. Like, I mean, it just felt like a risky outfit. And especially to play billiards.
Yeah. And then the moccasins. Woof. Sorry, Whitney, to go down on such a harsh review of your outfit, but it was terrible.
We still love you. And to be honest, Whitney, I feel like if we were able to contact you today, you would probably agree it was not a nice outfit. Yeah. It's okay. We talk about all the times we make horrible outfit choices.
That's true. We are admittedly, we dressed terribly in the early 2000s as well.
Yes. Shout out to Morg's blue pleather outfit, red pleather outfit, gold pleather jacket.
I had both. All of them. All are right. But the place they choose to go, also, I just have to name drop it because it's called Big Wang's, which sounds like a really, really off-brand Hooters.
It sounds like the man version of a Hooters.
Big Wang!
It's for the ladies.
Ew. It wasn't like that at all, but I love it. I love it.
We love the billiards.
It's like Chippendales-esque servers, you know? I mean, I don't really actually want to go there, but I like that there's like a happy comparable option for the ladies.
I do too. Although they were loving it. Whitney was loving it so much, Morg, that was her first time there. And then when the trainer asked her what she was doing the next day, she was like, chilling. probably here. That's how much Whitney loved it. So you say maybe you wouldn't want to go there, but you've never been to Big Wang's, baby.
Yeah. And she was going to be running that pool table. She's like holding her pool stick and she's like, probably here. Like right here. Yeah.
Crushing everyone at billiards.
The trainer, though, was like, I just wasn't jiving with the vibe, you know? He is on this, it's not really a date the first night. Like they're hanging out with Lauren and Audrina and Whitney. So it's like kind of like a hangout. But then he asks her the next day to, he's like, I'm going to kick your butt tomorrow. And I was like, are y'all working out? What's happening?
Okay, Morg. So I wanted some clarification from you because my understanding watching it was like, oh my gosh, okay, it's going to be like a date and they're just going to go hiking together. And then it cuts to it and it was like a full-blown training session. And I was just thinking, like, did Whitney get tricked into paying for a one-on-one training session?
Oh my God, you think he's like sends her a bill?
I don't know. It crossed my mind. And then part of me was like, is this guy so awkward that he can't just go on a regular hike? He has to, like, the inner trainer in him has to train the girl.
How miserable would that be?
Yeah.
Like, babe, I just want to walk today. No, brother, we got 5 more miles.
5 jumping jacks. And he didn't do it. I thought they would at least do it together.
No, he's just a leader, Joe.
Oh, so that bothered me. But again, our girl Whitney Morg, gotta love Whitney because she didn't trash talk it at all. I was really thinking later she would tell Lauren how it went and be like, yeah, he trained me. Like, I didn't think that's what we were going to do, but he straight up gave me a training session by the Hollywood sign.
I thought he was just flirting about kicking my butt tomorrow.
I didn't think he meant it.
Well, but then he finally does ask her on a real date and he invites her to dinner. But the dude will not stop cheersing. He cheers like 7 times. He's like, cheers to that. Cheers to that. And that's where we find out that Whitney has gotten out of a relationship recently and he says the same. And she's like, yeah, I'm just single. I want to have fun. And he's like, cheers to that. And she even notices and is like, you really like cheersing. It was too much.
Our trainer buddy, I feel like he's just really awkward and he just doesn't know what to do. So if he's not training Morg, he's cheersing.
I mean, that's
a form of cheering, really.
Yeah, it's his default if he's uncomfortable.
I like that though. I'm probably going to do that next time I'm in an awkward situation. Cheers. Cheers to that. Oh, you're recently divorced? Cheers to that. Oh, me? No, I'm not. I just didn't know what to say.
Yeah, and it's like water. It's like in the break room at your work. Cheers to that, y'all. Okay, coffee all around. But yeah, I feel like, to your point, Whitney doesn't complain about it or talk trash. She really just doesn't seem to like want to pursue it though either. Like we don't really see him in multiple episodes. That was kind of like a kick your butt date and then see you later.
Fizzled.
Yeah.
Kick it and move on.
But we also, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I think she even said it was just friends vibes. Did she say that? Because that but made me a little bit sad. I was like, oh, I thought they're both very attractive people. I was hoping Whitney would find love.
Well, soon enough, Joe. She has her hubby now, so she finds him.
Well, does she meet him on the hills?
Oh, no.
Bummer.
But she does find love, so in the real world, not on the made up MTV world we're watching.
Yeah. Probably for the best.
The big surprise that we get to see is that Whitney is asked to go to Paris for Teen Vogue for a ball.
Okay. Yes. Morg, with all of the aristocrats, all of the princes, the royalty.
I wrote that down.
Right?
Too.
All the way this man described this, I was like, the douchiest event ever.
Oh, yeah. Like Lisa Love, their boss, Whitney and Lauren Conrad's boss, essentially calls Whitney in because Whitney's a full-time employee. I know it's hard to remember when she parties with her own intern employee, but she is full-time at Teen Vogue, and she gets called into her boss's office where there's just this fabulous man sitting there, and she's like, this is the man that's directing Paris, and you're going to go with him, and it's like a fashion show and a ball. And he like doubles down and is like, yes, like the vibe is authentic aristocrat. Like, I don't know. That's like I had to write that down. I just couldn't with that. And then he even says, you might come back a princess. I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, that was stupid. I would have, I don't know how I would have responded to that, but it was annoying. And what does authentic aristocrat even mean?
I couldn't tell you. Like, just people of noteworthiness. I have no idea, but they're authentic.
I'm American. That doesn't mean squat.
We don't give out titles willy nilly.
No.
I couldn't tell you, but he was confident it meant something to him. But a big twist was that Whitney wants to bring her buddy along, of course, and immediately asks, "Can Lauren come?" Like, I would never at my job be like, "Can my like best friend come to this event in Paris?"
Morg. And I just felt shocked, and it's no wonder nobody can not remember she's not an intern, because she acts like an intern and they're so buddy. But that also was like, come on, Whitney, you are like a legit employee here. Just be like, yes, I will go do my job. And don't be like, and Lauren, so we can have a really good time together.
Yes. And of course, Lisa's like, Lauren had her chance to go to Paris. Like, the room darkens around her and she's just backlit, you know? Just kidding. It didn't happen.
The drama.
But it should have. And Lisa is holding that grudge from season 1, where Lauren will always be remembered as the girl who didn't go to Paris.
I haven't forgotten, have you?
I know. I was glad to see it back.
So, Morg, one thing here, though, that did, like, I couldn't not think about was how we talked about this, and this was back in season 1, so a long time ago, that when they sent Whitney to Paris, that she didn't actually go. It was like they filmed her at the airport and then they just like left. So I found it really weird watching this, where they're like talking about, I'm going to Paris again. You're going to Paris again. You're going back to Paris. I was like, but like hindsight, like now that we've seen Whitney talk about it, like she never actually went. So it was just really weird hearing that.
Yeah, because they're like doubling down on their lie.
Yeah. It was just, I'm sure the producers were like, remember to mention Whitney's already been to Paris, even though she has not.
Yeah, so they were having to. So I wonder if they actually go this time, you think?
Well, I'm hoping at least they're going to film this authentic aristocracy, if that's the word. So I hope.
Aristocrat?
Yes, but what's the noun? Well, or what's the event? Aristocracy, or what's the thing? If aristocrat's the person, what's the thing?
But like a descriptor, I don't know.
Yes. I feel like
don't know.
Aristocracy sounds right. There was a store in Spain called Aristocrazy, so I feel like aristocracy maybe is the real word.
I'm buying it.
Aristocrazy. That's a stupid store name.
I've gone mad.
I'm a duchess. Give me something.
Give me something to calm me down and act like a lady. Well, I have to say, so much of what we talk about, we can't even be sure if it's real or not.
No.
I've gone aristocracy myself.
Hashtag aristocrazy.
Why is that word so hard to say? Aristocrazy.
Oh, I don't know. It is a mouthful, though. It's a rich people word.
It is, and I'm not wealthy enough to say it.
Clearly.
But we do see Lisa have a change of heart when the fabulous man gets too busy for his own good and requests for more help in Paris. And Lauren gets called to Lisa's office, and she is invited to go to Paris.
Such a huge shock, Morg. It was amazing. And in this moment, Morg, we learn that Lisa Love ran away to Paris at 15 years old.
I don't buy it.
I don't either. I watched that and I kind of let it sit and simmer. And I was like, this is something's messed up here. No 15-year-old can successfully run away to Paris from the United States.
And then become editor of Teen Vogue. Like, I don't buy it.
I don't either.
And so we did some research, of course, as we do on the Googles. And she was like raised in Geneva and Paris and had a boyfriend that she moved with who was a filmmaker.
Essentially a sugar daddy.
It's a little, a sugar daddy. It's not exactly running away to find your love of a romantic city that she made it sound.
How do you think Lisa could have said that more accurately?
Well, if it's anything like how Heidi talks to her coworkers, she could have just been like, oh my God. So whenever I was like 15, I followed this guy to Paris. And I mean, it didn't work out because like he lied a lot. And it was like, he was like making films and it was fine. But it was like, I couldn't figure out what he was doing at night. And so then I was just in Paris spending his money and like, being a model. But then he was out doing other things, something like that. That's probably what really happened.
That's probably what really happened. But Lisa's smart enough not to behave like Heidi.
And that's true. But what do you think she would have said? What should have been the truth?
Good question, Morg. For some reason, I want to use the word like eloped. Like I eloped. Like even though she didn't get married, just like something where it's like implies that she went with a man.
Oh, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Well, Lisa's not one for the details, we know, because she never actually reprimands her employees in a way they could take feedback and actually apply it.
Nothing tangible.
No.
That's why maybe eloped feels right for Lisa.
Yeah, that's true. And then it's like kind of like, okay, you don't really question it.
What does that mean? I eloped to Paris.
She should have been like,
is that even grammatically correct?
She should just say like, I eloped with a man I never married to Paris.
Isn't that contradicting the exact definition of eloping?
But you just have to take what Lisa says as fact.
Can't question the boss.
Too many centerpieces. Oh, too many centerpieces. Everybody scatter.
You should wear formal wear to work.
Beautiful cocktail dress. Oh.
That's our Lisa. Yeah, she's another one who got a lot of airtime, huh?
Yes, we got so many features. These 5 episodes really treated us to some features of those we normally don't get.
And we heard her speaking French, and apparently Whitney was like, I need to practice my French. Of course, all these people speak French.
Oh, oui.
Except, you know who didn't was Lauren. Did you hear her saying, bonjour?
And I said, been there, bonjour.
So relatable, girl. That's exactly how we sound.
Je m'appelle Morgan.
Buonasera. Bonsoir. What is it? I think buonasera is Italian. Buonasera. Don't even know anymore. That's how fluent I am in languages. Just confuse them all.
They're all romantic. Come on.
Yes.
But our next feature, I feel like, was Audrina and Justin Bobby. So Audrina, as we mentioned, she gets promoted.
Yes.
I'm going to start there because who knew Audrina was going to get her own desk? Not me. I would have said receptionist.
Same. And it makes me wonder because I feel like, especially as an employee, she reminds me a lot of Heidi. There's not a whole lot of working going on. There's a whole lot of gossiping. Thank God for our girl Chiara, who we really, Morg and I, every time we see her, are like, who is that? And then we're like, oh yeah, Chiara. She's made like 3 appearances and
she has to listen to Audrina at work.
She does. But even when like at one point, Audrina is talking about Justin Bobby and she's like, should I call him? And Chiara is like, no, you're at work. I was like, thank you, Chiara. Someone needs to check Audrina. How did this girl get a promotion?
Should I call him right now? Right. It's like, you have 10 minutes. No.
Right? Chiara's like, you're working. Because she wanted to invite him to whatever they were doing. And Chiara's like, this is your job.
You always got to have a coworker that checks you, you know?
Yeah. So I see a lot of similarities between Audrina and Heidi. So it does make me question the promotion, the authenticity of it.
The work work ethic anyways.
Yes, that for sure.
I feel like Audrina is just not as sharp as Heidi is as far as like the conniving things Heidi does.
That's true. And Audrina is definitely a woman of few words. Definitely plenty of moments where someone says something profound and expecting a response. And yeah, she's met with a yeah.
Well, that really does flow into her, love life as well. There's not much I don't know what the right word is, like there's just not much there.
There's not much going on.
And I feel like she knows she's longing for more, but she doesn't know how to ask Justin Bobby for it. And so it's just this like circular relationship of like, well, I don't want to ask him to be my boyfriend, but I want him to ask me to be his girlfriend. And I didn't know that's what he did when I wasn't around, but I like knew that's what he did, and I had to see it with my own eyes. There's just like a lot of like, wait, so you already knew he was like treating you badly in front of you. You also seem to already have thought he was cheating on you. And I don't know. There's just a lot that I feel like she reveals about how bad Justin Bobby's been to her these episodes.
Yeah, which was so, I don't know, because it's just, she just, like you said, she doesn't know how to ask for more. It's like she can't get out of it. But yeah, it was like, come on, Audrina, girl. Justin Bobby is no good. And you knew it.
And she knew it. And these episodes, he shows it on screen, on camera.
Every time we see him, Justin Bobby is just, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we've really yet to see some redeeming qualities in Justin Bobby.
Beyond his chillness that Joe likes.
Yes, love the chillness. But even that, Morg, I mean, it's like he's almost too chill to the point of like he can't stop burping. I know we've talked about this, but it's annoying to me that he just like, he like seems to enjoy like the action of burping, because afterwards he's like
No, I really think he's doing that to show like I care less than you do. Like Audrina is sitting there telling this dude she's been dating for quite some time, I got a promotion at work, and he's just like blah, like burping in her face. I was like, even if you have a condition like the coworker I talked about who maybe had a condition,
maybe
you don't burp and allegedly had a you don't burp in someone's face.
Yeah, and he doesn't even comment on her promotion, does he? He's just kind of like, oh really?
Yeah. What is that?
So gross. Yeah, I think the guy has burped more than he's spoken, so maybe they are a good match.
Well, and she's telling him like, I'm with my promotion, I get to meet Sean Kingston, which
amazing.
What a promotion,
right? She went from secretary to meeting Sean Kingston. Like, that's a huge jump.
And cut to that scene, she's just having him sign autographs. I was like, are you supposed to be doing this?
Yeah, I thought that was also like, is that a perk of the job, or is that part of the job? They're like, we need you to sign these for all of our team who couldn't come. It's like, that's like,
that sounds like the first rule you would not be allowed to do when you work with celebrities.
Right?
Like, you treat them like a normal person. You're there to do work. You do not ask for their autograph.
I can't imagine that's what these celebrities want to do. I feel like they want to do their performance and then be done and chill, not then sign 50 autographs for your team.
For you and Chiara's team.
But for Chiara, I say, yeah, do it. She seems like a hard worker. But for Audrina, no. Audrina, that's not a proper employee etiquette.
No, but Sean Kingston was cracking me up.
Morg, I was loving Sean Kingston. One, he seemed like such a likable dude. And then two, when he goes to hand Audrina the autograph thing and then he like pulls it back playfully, just like, ha ha ha. I was dying, because that's like something I would do, or like it's something that especially like when you like a young person would do, or
like where you're kind of being like a little snot. You're like, haha, like can't get it.
And he's like, haha, and it looks like Audrina doesn't even react.
Well, yeah, she missed it, I'm sure. She's like,
well, she's a woman of little emotion.
Except she gets some emotion when she sees Justin Bobby on the nightclub with another woman.
This is true. Apparently, the only thing that can bring her to emotion is Justin Bobby Morg. And that night, though, I feel like that would have made me lose my mind.
Oh, yeah. And so to recap this evening, Justin Bobby, Brody, Audrina, Lauren Conrad, our boy Frankie, who I can no longer claim I don't know who he is. He is always around now. Are all at a club called Opera in LA, which is the new club that they apparently all love. I heard it like 5 times throughout these episodes.
On the
And
scene.
on the scene, the Hollywood scene. And we see Justin Bobby go to another booth wearing a scarf. Like he was wearing some headdress, Joe.
Yes. And if anyone has ever seen Jesus Christ Superstar, it definitely gave off those vibes. Like at the beginning, I think Jesus Christ Superstar wears kind of a similar turban, very loosely, effortlessly thrown on turban-y scarf look.
Like his crazy hair jetting out of it in all directions. And this girl in this other booth and him kiss, and Audrina's like watching.
Everyone's watching.
Like he cares so little. Everyone sees it. And then the girls all walk outside and are like, talking about how rude it was. And the guy, Justin Bobby, he's literally leaving to go home with the girl.
Morg, and as he walks out, the camera's right in front of them, so you get like a full view of this. He squeezes the girl's boobie. So I mean, it's definitely like very incriminating, all of this.
But not to worry, Justin Bobby can talk himself out of anything.
Yes.
Because he's like, walk across the street with me to Audrina. And she's like, I'm done. And he doesn't buy it. He's like, you said that 1,000 times.
And he's not wrong. She does say it all the freaking time. I'm with Justin Bobby.
I'm seriously done. I'm done.
Oh,
she's always almost done.
The best is when she's with Lauren and she sees him kissing her and she goes, I'm seriously. And then she stops herself because I feel like even she's like sick of hearing herself say she's seriously done.
I know. He doesn't buy it at all. He's like, you literally say that all the time.
I don't think anyone buys it anymore. It's like the boy who cried wolf. Audrina cries, I'm done.
Yeah. Well, somehow he sweet talks her into still riding home together. And we get a recap the next day of Audrina to Chiara saying they didn't speak the whole time. And whenever we got to his place, I just said, get out. I'm leaving. So that was like, I thought for sure she like took him back. So I was pleasantly surprised.
Yes. Agreed. I thought for sure that they would have gone home together, but good for Audrina. It seems like she's breaking the behavior a little bit. Also, how much do we think Chiara was like, oh my gosh, like this is a professional environment, like get back to work. Like Chiara seems very like straight laced.
Yeah. Chiara's like, I hate that I'm on the show. I need to get back to my job. Okay.
She's like, this is going to hurt me in the future. Nobody's going to want to hire me because all they see me do is gossiping with this girl who never works.
And then we get to see their breakup, though, which is lovely. So Justin Bobby comes over and, it was like touch and go for a minute because I thought she was going to take him back because he was really gaslighting her. He's like, what did you see? She's like, I saw you kiss this girl. And he's like, did you see it? Or did you want to see that? And I was like, what is this man saying?
Yes. So gaslighting is a term that I feel like I hear all the time, and I'm not sure I ever fully understood it. But then after Morg told me that, I was like, yes, now I understand what this means. Like he's totally doing that. And she's like, all my friends saw it. And he's like, of course your friends say they saw it. Like, of course they did. Like, it was crazy to watch.
Changing the narrative, man. Justin Bobby, once he gets sober, he really is a schemer.
I mean, it was amazing that like someone would think like that. I don't know. It just, to me, I would be like, yeah, you're right. Like everyone saw me shoot. Then everyone saw me instead of being like, of course they would say they saw me.
Well, and it was on freaking camera. Like, how are you? What are you doing? He's like, just a little longer. She'll never watch it. I don't know. Like, what is the end game here?
Yeah, like she'll believe me over the actual footage.
I don't know, but the man, thankfully, I wrote down 2 words that she whenever, because she like pauses for a really long time. So he's like, you're not going to take me back. And then
Truly,
she says,
truly.
"What I saw, true. You're truly not going to take me back.
Truly, seriously, truly, it's over."
And she said, "What I saw last night was disturbing." That was one thing I liked. Disturbing.
It was disturbing.
Because
disturbing.
At one point, whenever she catches him with this girl, he's like blowing raspberries at her while smoking a cigarette, wearing his headscarf, like. And I was like, dude, that is disturbing.
Yes. So it was really weird to watch him doing that while Audrina and the Audrina lookalike Justin Bobby was going to go home with are arguing, and it's like Justin Bobby's loving it with his turban and his cigarette, but it was also like, come on, ladies, the real villain here is Justin Bobby, and we're just going to let this slide. His Jasmine-esque headscarf from when she escapes in Aladdin. Ooh, way better comparison than Jesus Christ Superstar. That's what he looks like.
Oh, it is. It is like when she, in the cartoon version of Aladdin,
Yes.
when
Yes,
Jasmine puts on her like outfit to hide in the city.
Yes.
Okay, I have to do a side by side of that. That is exactly what it looked like.
Who wore it best?
Yes.
I think Jasmine. But I mean, so they're like fighting, and Justin Bobby's just being real creepy in the corner.
Smoking a cigarette. Blowing raspberries, I'm telling you.
It was not a good look. It was disturbing is definitely the best word. Like, haunt your nightmares, disturbing.
And then finally, he's like, "So you're truly not going to take me back?" And she says, "It's hopeless." It's hopeless. And I agree. It was hopeless.
But good for her for not saying, "I'm done.
I'm done."
Although that might have been really good, though, to like one final, like, "This time, Justin, I'm actually done." Walks away.
I mean, I don't know if he would have believed it if she used the same language, though. So I thought it was maybe good.
That's true. So yeah, it was probably for the best. She went with, "It's hopeless."
It's hopeless. Oh, so sad. And then the last thing we see of Audrina's love life is she's broken up with Justin Bobby, ta-ta, hopeless. And Lauren Conrad throws an opportunity at Audrina for a Halloween party, and she invites a date, and it happens to be her future husband. His name's Corey. He's from Brisbane.
That is crazy. I had no idea. I didn't realize that was her future husband. I didn't make the connection at all.
He's got a lip ring.
That maybe is why I didn't make any connections, because I couldn't stop staring at it. It was horrible. It looked like a hair growing out of his lip.
It was like a pretty bad lip ring. And I guess we know now
black,
in
like
JoJo's book, a lip ring means temporary man in your life.
Yeah, and also, like, if you're coming at me with a lip ring and you want me to listen to what you're saying, you just be aware I'm going to stare at your lip ring the whole time and probably only catch a third of what you're saying because I'm so hung up on the lip ring.
Something about it, I was also staring at it, but it was like floating over his lip. I don't know, something was off on it.
And I mean, and it was just like, maybe if it had been like silver or gold or like a neutral color, maybe it would have been less in your face. But since it was black, it was just like, it drew all my attention. It was like a little bug on his lip.
Yeah, it is just a little bug on his lip.
Speaking of bugs, Morg.
Good transition. I was about to say the same thing.
How about all of the sexy bug costumes? I've heard of sexy animals, right?
Oh, for sure, Halloween. Yeah.
I've never seen so many sexy bugs.
I guess 2008 was like the year of the sexy bug Halloween costumes.
I feel like I missed the memo. I never went we saw butterflies, ladybugs, bumblebees. You know what? Now this makes me want to go, like, my next Halloween as like a tarantula.
A sexy tarantula.
Of course, always. Got to get my thorax going. Yeah.
Like super hairy big leg.
Excuse me, that's my booty.
A paper mache thorax.
Did you just touch my butt? I'm a lady. Right? I'm gonna, see if I can get my hands on some sort of hairy tarantula suit.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I cannot wait for Halloween now. Looking forward to it. But you're right, Joe. They were wearing all these bug costumes. I feel like Ladybug was something I saw, but I think of like a teacher wearing like a big red t-shirt with dots on it. Nothing like the sexy ladybug that Jen Benny was.
Yes, Morg. Jen Bunny was there as a sexy corseted ladybug, and she also had like written on her arm. I don't know if this was because she thought maybe people wouldn't know she was a ladybug, but on her left arm it was written bug.
What do we think the other arm said? Lady?
Lady, I can only assume.
Whoa. When you have to write your name of your costume, then you're not really dressing up in it,
It's not a good costume if you have to tell people what you are.
What are you, like a scary stripper? I'm a ladybug.
Oh my gosh, who has a marker?
I'm tired of people asking.
Not a stripper this year.
Oh my gosh, that just reminded me of one time I was at a Halloween party and a girl, she was wearing like a I don't know, like a kind of granola outfit, and she was like, "Do you know what I am?" And I was like, "A hiker." And she was like, "No." And because she had like like hiking boots on, a fanny pack, I don't know, it looked like she was a hiker. And she was like, "I'm a UT girl." And I was like, "I don't know what that means." Like a University of Texas girl. I don't know. It was very confusing for me.
Was this at your college?
No, it was that we were like adults in Austin.
Oh, then that's stupid. I feel like that sounds like a really lazy costume.
And she was like offended that I called her a hiker. I was like, "Well, you look like a hiker."
People like that suck. It's like, really, you can't recognize that your costume is no good. Like the fact that nobody knows what you are is not because they suck. It's because you did not choose a good costume, a representative costume.
And you didn't commit to writing it on your arm.
Yeah, at least help us there. If you're not going to be happy about it, at least put a sign on you somehow so we know. Did you have a backpack at least? Like a student ID?
Fanny pack.
No,
it made no sense.
Stupid, Morg. That's stupid.
It upset me too.
Have no patience for bad costumes.
Don't even try around Jo. If you're not going to bring the fire, you better not run into her thorax.
Stay home. I'll get you with my 8 eyes.
Yes, the Halloween party, lots of costumes. Really need to go do my research on 2008 popularity of bugs. What happened? What brought those forward? But Brody gets a lot of features too, Jo. And I know we always touch on, oh, well, Lauren or won't Lauren and Brody date? And we're still in that boat. But the man cannot for his life say a full sentence, because I feel like multiple opportunities in these episodes, he's about to be like, well, what do you want out of this? Or what do you want from me? Or what are we doing? But he like can't fully say it. And so we therefore stay in this same place we've always been with these two of, I don't know what their relationship is.
Yeah, Morg, he's a bro through and through. Can't express those feelings.
He's a bro through and through. He won't say, like at one point it's almost like, well, what do you want me to be? And he's like, well, what do you? And then he just like trails away. I was like, oh my God.
Crap, breaking bro code. Ugh, can't say that.
Can't say it. But Elsie, I feel like, is playing a game too, because she's like, I'm not going to tell you what to do. And then she's like, with her friend Lo, Lauren's telling Lo, I just want him to not want to mac, Jo. There it is. There's your word. Mac on other girls.
Word of the day, y'all. Mac means kissing.
Mac.
If you don't remember.
So Lauren wants him not to be macking on other girls, but she wants him to want to not be macking on other girls, playing mind games.
It feels like with them too, it is a lot of mind games. It feels more of like having the upper hand.
Yeah.
Than it is about getting together.
Yeah, I agree with that. They stay in the same place, but at one point when she's trying to talk to Brody about it, he's like, I'm not talking to other girls. And she's like, give me your phone. And the contacts in Brody's phone, very incriminating.
They were not good, Morg. I mean, I was shocked that he just handed over the phone so easily, because he had to have known they were in there, right?
Well, then he kept saying that was an accumulation over a few years.
Okay, but some of them, like, I understand having a bunch of your girls in the phone maybe is an accumulation, but the names, Morg, there was
Platinum Blonde,
Wanna Bang, Teresa. Canadian whore, Ashley.
Seriously, I was like, oh my God. Like, how offensive would it be if you found out, like, y'all start dating and then, like, for a period of time, that was your name in his phone?
I would hate that. And I also feel like it would be destined to fail if I started out.
And I'd be like, I'm not Canadian.
I might be a whore, but I'm no Canadian. This is over. Yeah, Morg, it makes me feel like, one, I hope I've never been saved anyone's phone like that. Not that I would be like Canadian whore, but I mean, I could be like weird girl who has limbs and dance moves like those blow up car dealership dolls.
Wow, that's a really long name to put. Like, they're typing a whole text message. They're like, let me save this girl's number. Oh, yeah. What's she doing now? Dancing like the crazy car guy. Okay.
The more details, the better.
Girl with tiny stuffed squirrel.
That's more accurate. Girl with stuffed squirrel toy. Avoid her. She's crazy. She's aristocrazy.
Aristocrazy. Yes, for those who don't know, Joe used to bring a little stuffed squirrel to the bars, and he would do kind of like party tricks. And he was actually a big hit.
He was. Sometimes it got a little out of hand. Like one time I went to visit Morg, and squirrel slap was definitely the thing of the night, where I would just slap everyone in the face using the stuffed squirrel.
It was a lot.
Squirrel slap.
But Joe is still here today, so nobody took it out too hard on her.
Yes, but that's what I like to think. I would be proud if I were saved in someone's phone as a squirrel girl.
Okay, so I don't think that's not bad then.
That's not, yeah.
We don't want to be saved in Brody's phone. He's not giving out good names.
No, but Morg, I feel like we need to level this out. So if you were to save Brody in your phone as, whatever you want, knowing what you know about Brody, how would he go into Morg's phone?
Okay, his contact would be... I mean, I would save him as something where I don't answer. So it would be like, bro, don't answer. Like, bro dash, don't answer. Bro, terrible t-shirts, broken hand, don't answer.
Affliction, dog tags.
Affliction, broken hand. Whiny, don't answer.
But really good barbecues.
Oh, barbecue guy. Don't go on date.
Barbecue. But go to barbecue.
What would you save it as? Is that what you would do?
I think that's the perfect one. Barbecue guy. Do not date.
Yeah. Oh. At all costs. Mackin on girls. Well, for that reason only, I enjoyed that section of the show, these episodes.
Agreed.
And we get our new character featured as well. So Spencer's sister is as crazy as he is, and her name is Stephanie Pratt, and she is on the scene. She's on the Hollywood scene.
She comes in guns a-blazing, Morg, hot right out of the gates. I love that Lauren and Audrina immediately call her SHE-PRATT.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. It was like, apparently Audrina comes home to Lauren and it's like, this girl came up to me at the club. This is all staged, MTV. I see you, and I'm watching you. And
we continue to watch you.
And I will finish this series. All right. But Audrina comes home to tell Lauren that she sees this girl out who comes up and is like, y'all better watch yourself. You and Lauren need to stay away from hiding. And it's Spencer's sister. Of course it is. And I just was like, dang, she is just fighting her family's battles.
Yes. And it just really makes me wonder, what is the Pratt family like? Because, even when Spencer and Stephanie, also two S names, it makes you wonder, because when they talk, they're like, yeah, that's my sis. And she's like, I wouldn't do anything you wouldn't do. And he's like, I'd do the same for you. So, I mean, it's like they've got this close bond of like craziness. Yes, they will be crazy for each other on each other's behalf.
I could see them like fight like psychos though too.
Yes, and I think present day, isn't that what's going on?
I think so. I think they're very mean to each other. So, I mean, I can see the love being lost.
Yes.
But right now they love each other. And essentially this run-in with Stephanie and Lauren occurs because Heidi tries to make up with Lauren and IMs her, and says she wants to talk. It does not go well. It's really just like a, you know what, this isn't going to happen. But Lauren does give a really great line that I swear she practiced in the mirror while she was getting ready
No
for
doubt.
this scene, because, you know, Heidi comes over and Lauren's just like, yeah, Audrina's a great roommate. Like, kind of just, you know, little catty comments here and there. Heidi's like, I want to be friends again. Lauren says, then admit what you did. Of course, Heidi will not admit it. And so how could they? Like, that's the part I don't get. If you're not going to admit a part in this, how are we going to come forward?
No, and Heidi's really dug her heels in that she's has no involvement at all. At one point, when they first see each other, she even talks about how she's like, I have no control over what you and your boyfriend do, like implying
They
that
did make the tape.
Lauren actually did do it. Yeah. So, I mean, it was like, come on, Heidi. Like, I feel like at this point, Heidi has to know, don't you think?
Oh, it's even like she alludes to knowing, because Lauren's like, okay, you didn't do it, but you know Spencer did. And she's like, but I can't control
Right.
Spencer. Like, that's a terrible response.
Yes. That is so true. She kind of like hesitates for a second. And she's like, I can't control his actions. It's like, okay, but this guy sucks. Like, you're an idiot.
So, of course, Lauren just says, well, I think the only thing we can do is forgive and forget. And she says, I want to forgive you, and I will forgive you, and I will also forget you. And I was like, oh, roasted. Bye.
Yes, but like you said, it definitely felt like she tested that one out, and she was like, that's the winner.
Yeah.
That's the one.
She's like doing it in the mirror, like, get out of my life.
Do the little Z formation snap. What's over?
So, Jo, what were some of the outtakes that she practiced before she went into the scene?
First outtake. I'm done.
Oh, she took Audrina's advice. Just say you're done.
And then she's like, no, that one just doesn't feel right. What do you think, More? What's another possible outtake?
You know, I was thinking like really like seething and be like, you did this. You did this. And then, but it just, you know, wasn't going to end with the power of like, I'm better than this. You know, I am going to forget this, because
yes,
I think I'd still be like just too angry to say words.
Yes, I would have liked to see that. That sounds good. You did this. You know what you did. I wish I could think.
Still stuck on the, you know what you did. You know what you did.
What's a good like Spencer line or something? Because it would, you know, what would be great as well is if she would have thrown something back at Heidi that either Heidi had said or Spencer had said, like, well, you're a toxic person or something like that. Like, that would have been great too.
Well, I mean, I know this is from the future, so she wouldn't have known it yet, but a great line that Spencer did say was, she's a cold-hearted killer. And she should have said, he's a cold-hearted killer. Because that's how he describes Lauren later on when he confesses that he did make up that rumor.
Oh, you're right. That would have been great.
Sorry, missed opportunities. The timing didn't align.
Cold-hearted killer.
Oh, yeah. But they, the Pratt family, they are strong bond right now. And because Lauren roasts Heidi, I guess Stephanie thinks she needs to step in and come up to her at the club and show her what's what in this weird altercation where she is like with some friend named Roxy.
Oh, Roxy girl.
And they just are like, leave Heidi alone. We love her. And it's like, wait, what? These girls, they make no sense. Lauren's like, what did I do to her? And they're like, and she's like, how was I mean to her? And then they're like, we love her and we don't want to see her hurt. Like, they had nothing.
They could not justify their rationale. It was like, I know Heidi. I love Heidi. And I thought Lauren even handled that well. She's like, well, I know. I understand that. Like, I used to love Heidi too. Like, I mean, they just looked crazy. And they just, like you said, kept going back to like, we love Heidi. I love Heidi.
Yeah.
She's my family now.
She's my family.
I have to make a fool of myself on her behalf.
Don't you ever talk to me again. They needed to practice some of those. But
you did this.
You did this. But, you know, they cut it short because, you know, it really fizzles it out. Like Lauren's like, okay, like I'm not doing anything. I'm not engaging in this. And it kind of just gets broken up. So.
And Stephanie says something where she's like, we don't need to start something. And it's like, girl, what were you just trying to do? It looked to me like a sure heck of a whole lot like you were trying to start something just now. It just didn't go the way you planned.
Gaslight, Jo. Gaslight.
This show is really helping me understand what that means.
Yep, exactly. Well, you want to close us out? I know we're a little over our hour.
Yeah. So, man, Morg, I really enjoyed all of the attention our B-list stars have gotten in these episodes. Such a roller coaster. We got a lot of good stuff. Very curious to see if we get to go take a trip to Paris. I really hope we do.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, so we're looking forward to that. Next week, we will be covering episodes 19 through 22. Is that the finale?
No,
it's not.
No, there's 28 episodes,
okay.
Y'all. You get 2 more of us recap it.
2 more of season 3, but we're getting close, so you know it's going to get juicy. So come back here next Friday where we will be recapping episodes 19 through 22. We are the Double Loser Podcast, and be sure to follow us on Instagram at Double Loser Podcast. And see you next week. Everyone have an awesome weekend.